What's up, guys? It's Alex at Tackle World. I have the pleasure of being here with Mark DeCabia from PENN Pro Team. He came in and told us a little bit about the new PENN Fathom Electric Reels. I have a couple questions for Mark today. You know, on the electric reel market, there's a ton of options, and we're now seeing the emergence of these new Fathom Electric Reels. Tell us a little bit about why our customers should opt for these new reels.
Well, the number one thing, I fish offshore 200 days a year. Durability is number one. Okay, that would be my number one thing. I don't care what the color of the reel is, what it looks like, but I'm all about durability. I need it to last. I need it to last a long time. I need simple ease of use for my clients. I also need the size being appropriately. A lot of the other reels on the market, you know, have different cords and wires and everything. Everything is set into one small piece here. You have a battery operated reel, lightweight, mounts perfectly on all rods and reels, and you're able to use it on a sport fishing boat, on a party boat, and for all types of deep drop applications.
As you can see, there are three sizes available. We have the 30, the 50, and the 80. When it comes down to our customers, they want to know what reel is going to be good for what species. So hopefully you can tell us a little bit about that, Mark.
So we have three different sizes, and they all have their, you know, obviously weight ratio. They all have their time. They have their place. The first size will start off, the 30. This is your all-around basic reel. You could use it kite fishing. You could use it basic deep dropping. It's very small, compact. You could stand there at the rail, hold on to the rod. It's about half the weight, the size of the 80. As they get obviously larger, the weight will increase a little bit on each reel. The two reels that I recommend for most guys, if you want to go on a party boat, you want to go tile fishing, anything like that, 30 to 50 is all you need. Let's say 50 or 65 pound X9 braid or Pro Spec Chrome, anything you want to put at the reels. When they get larger, obviously the 80, you could see the size is a lot greater. We have it on a bend putt here. It stays in a rod holder most of the time. Turn it on and off. So there's applications for the guy that wants to use it on a party boat, and applications for guys that want to use it on a private boat.
Right, and if you're looking for one to kind of do a little bit of everything, you'd definitely say the 50 is the way to go.
I would say the 50 is the way to go. It's right in the middle. It's got plenty of speed. It's at the speed in between the two. The weight is right, so if you want to hold on to it, it's very good, you know, weight ratio. The battery life, they're all pretty much the same on the amount of battery life that they each use, so there's no advantages or disadvantages. The only real advantages of buying the biggest reel possible holds the most amount of line. So if you want to do some really deep dropping, you want to, you know, try some different things, you want to go sword fishing with it, you want to go try to catch a tuna on it, that would be my only recommendation, you know, the time to use an 80. You know, like I said, there's a time and a place for everything, and obviously each one has a different price point of each reel.
Got it. Yep. And the 30, the 50, and the 80, we all have them in stock and ready to ship now at Tackle World, in store and online. Come check them out. So we wanted to discuss a little bit about the battery life of the batteries themselves. There's also some wired options. Mark's going to explore that for us a little bit.
So obviously every reel comes, obviously, nice box, everything all sealed, your battery charger, your single battery right here. And then there's an option to buy a corded battery. So there's different options for each boat. If you're going on, say, on a party boat, on a private boat, you want to do some tile fishing, you know, obviously you have one battery. I would suggest buying a second battery as a backup, so you have one charging and one with the ability to swap it at any given time. If you have the opportunity to go, say, on a private boat where you have Hubble type electric involved in a boat, you could plug in, say, two reels. You could also use a third reel on a battery and constantly rotate them in and out for obviously the most beneficial fishing experience possible. All the reels and battery, which is a huge feature, you have an IPX6 seal, okay? Each battery has two O-rings on each, okay? That is very important, making sure these O-rings are completely sealed into the reel, obviously very important as well. To take the battery in and out, you basically pop the battery out by pressing this button. You want to put it on the charger, you line it up, take it when it's ready to charge, line everything back up, and by doing this, you could do the clip right to the button right here. Once you get it lined up, it will almost feel like it's locked in, and then it does require a little bit of force to get the battery in correctly. See, you have the O-ring right there. You want to make sure. Now, before you depress it, now it's sealed. It's locked. You can pull on it pretty hard. It's not going to want to come out. Making sure you have, obviously, the reel properly sealed, very, very important. And you can see, it takes a good amount of tension, probably 10 to 15 pounds of tension just to pull off the battery pack. Same goes for the battery. You line up the battery clip with the button once it's lined up. So to release the battery, you press the button, firmly grip the battery, it'll pop out. Now, for sometimes easy use, I press the button, line everything up, push it in, locks in. Okay, obviously you can see you can pull on the battery as hard as you want. It's not going to fall out. You're not going to lose any power.
And we talked about this a little earlier. You actually do want that tight fit in that battery compartment. It just keeps everything really sealed and watertight. That's going to help with any kind of saltwater intrusion. It keeps it to a minimal, and it's also going to let you rinse off the reel when you're done with it, right? You don't have to worry about removing the battery, disconnecting power.
Yep. You don't want to. You want to leave everything intact. Number one thing with all fishing equipment is I see people get to the dock. They're using all kinds of detergents on the reels, all kinds of different chemicals. Maximum amount of fresh water. Very, very important. First thing you want to do, just no matter what reel you're using, lift the drag lever up, clamps the drag up, and as much fresh water as you could possibly get on the reel. The other thing we do, we try spraying the braid inside here. Obviously, you're not going to get all the braid and all the salt water on it, but spraying fresh water in and then turning the reel manually by hand and spraying everything off. Once you're done with the reel, obviously this thing is an investment. You should probably chamois the reel, get all the spots off. It will get all the salt water, and it keeps everything contained.